And this is the cherry that I got from Song and Stuff. And this is the cupcake that has the ouchie things on it. It's really pokey. So this one is Mark Lowry ears. And so this one is Mark Lowry live. And so both of these are $35. You can get it from marklowry.com. Bye. Subscribe down below and see which video you want to see next. Bye.
Ah, still love that. Little Austin Phillips. In fact, Q and Danny, Austin's mom and dad, are visiting right now. And Q and Danny have gone to have breakfast with Wayne Watson. Remember Wayne? He lives here in Houston. So, last night, wasn't that fun? Did you see that concert last night we did over at the United Methodist Church? What a fun night that was. We did all those old hymns. Cameron Cody is a wonderful host and the pastor of the church, Chapelwood United Methodist. They couldn't have been kinder. And it was just fun to be in front of real people. And I know you're real. I know you're not bots. I used to think, are these just bots? What? We got 1,292 of y'all watching right now on 4 different platforms, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're real, but I can't hear you. I can't see you. There's nothing that can replace that live experience and feeling the crowd, and they were singing back, and we were all singing harmony and singing all those songs. If you didn't watch it, it's free. Go to Cameron Cody Music or scroll down on my Facebook page because I shared it. And I think you'll like it. I am so excited that today I have one of my favorite singers, musicians, producers. Tim Miner has been in Christian music for a long time. And he's not that old. He's only like 57. You know, I'm 62, so anything younger than that is still a child. But I know he's going to entertain you and bless you. And with this new project he's got, we'll have him talk about it in just a minute. I want us to sing together another with old Kevin Williams playing for us. Leaning on the everlasting arms, sing it. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting. All right, sit up straight and sing, leaning and secure from all alarm, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. I have blessedness with my Lord so near, leaning on the everlasting. Play it, Kevin. Leaning, safe and secure from all alarm. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms, leaning on the everlasting arms. Yay! Oh, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed knowing that you're out there singing, because you tell me you are. How are you? Let me see. Donna Noble, hello. I was nervous last night during the program you would trip and fall. I almost did. I don't know if you saw that, but I did almost lose my balance coming off the stage one time, but I caught myself. Were you there or were you watching online, Donna? I'm glad you're here this morning. Hello, Gina Lynn Green, and hello up there, Cynthia Meehan in Massachusetts, all over the world. I saw Australia fly by just a minute ago, so we're glad you're here. And I'm glad, and I want you to help me welcome. Let me get it. I'm the director, producer, all of it right now. Well, forever, probably. Let me see. Here we go. Tim Miner. Hey, Tim.
Hey, how are you, Mark?
It's good to see you coming from Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Yes, sir.
Right there in your basement, in your home, and where you've created a studio. And tell everybody what you're doing right now.
Well, we've been booking dates and ready. I haven't done this in over 18 years, and I'm getting ready starting next week, all the way through the end of the year. I am coming to see you guys out there and doing this new album called Somewhere Between Blues and Hymns.
I love
And
that.
we've taken these old hymns that were written in the 1800s that I learned in my grandfather's church in Oklahoma, and we flipped them so they're modernized. But I did some where I kept them just acoustic guitar and orchestra, but there are some that it'd be fun to have a contest to see if you could guess what hymn it was before I started singing the words.
Oh, that would. Now I love that you're bringing the hymns, you're taking them and not changing the melodies so much as just rearranging them for the younger people that you're going to be singing to.
Yes.
Which we're going to talk about in a minute too. It's just so amazing how the Lord is opening doors from so many different venues. And for those of you who don't know who Tim Miner is, search Mark Lowry, Tim Miner, because I interviewed him before on Mondays with Mark. And so you can hear all his background, his influences, his signed to Motown Records, right? I mean,
Yes.
It's a whole nother story. But what we want to talk to and hear today are some of these songs. Now, it's not going to be as good as if you go and download it, which you can go up to iTunes as soon as we're done. Don't leave before we're done. Apple Music, what are all the others, right?
Yeah, all the platforms, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Shazam, Tidal, Amazon. I mean, it's Spotify. It's on everything.
So don't judge it today by, how the internet, the sound, they haven't got that figured out. Now, they've figured out how to make me look fantastic and beautifully younger than my many years with the cameras. But the audio, especially coming like from Nashville to here to out there, it's just not there yet. So take that into consideration. And as soon as you hear this, I think you're going to be as blessed as me and want to go download it. Sing something.
So this is the title cut from the album. It's called Somewhere Between Blues and Hymns. and it kind of describes how God and who God created when he created me. So it goes like this. I see you having your coffee. That's okay. Hello, faithful. Do you remember me? Where I've been and everything I've seen. Amazing grace, and I'll fly away. 3 times a lady and walk this way. I've seen the battle lines between grace and sin. That's why I live between the blues and hymns. I've walked the miles in a stranger's shoes. I've witnessed the innocence of a man accused. I've heard the lies and I've seen the truth. I felt the weight of the hurt and abuse. I've seen the battle lines between grace and sin. That's why I live between the blues and hymns. Don't cry for me when I can't cry for myself. No matter how hard I try running from God, he has me on the ground in his hands. Hey, blues and hymns. You guys sing it loud and I say, blues and hymns. Lord, I'm living between the blues and hymns. From love and touch and squeezing to just as I am. I was created to thrive between the blues and him. Don't cry for me, I can't cry for myself. No matter how hard I try running from God, hallelujah. He's riding home with the blues. Yeah. From love and touch and squeezing, just as I'm getting ready for my piano solo. I was created to thrive between the blues and him. You make me weak. I wanna die. Not really. Hey, yeah.
Tim Miner. Oh, Tim. Hey, y'all, do you realize this man plays 17 instruments and doesn't read music? You know, I didn't know that in my interview with you before. I watched an interview of you this morning with a lady and discovered that you play 17 instruments, right? Or more? 17?
Yes, 17.
And cannot read music? Right.
I tried, it just never made sense to me. My mom played a lot of instruments. She was the educated one as far as theory and reading. It just never, I don't know, it just seemed like dots on a bunch of lines. It never, they would go, Tim, it's good boy does fine. I'm like, you can say that all you want, but that makes no sense to me. And so I paid attention. I got to be around some of the greatest musicians in the world as a kid. and I just watched. I picked up from them, and they would show me things, and I would improve on them and practice. And so it's never too late. If you're out there watching, you can learn to play an instrument.
Well,
So
I can't read music
fast.
either, but I heard Dottie Rambo. I mean, it doesn't amaze me that I can't read music. I mean, big deal. I sing. You don't have to read music to sing. But it amazed me that Dottie Rambo couldn't. It amazes me even more that you can't. Okay, so now we want to hear, that is the only song on this project that you wrote, because all the others were written by dead people.
1800s,
Right.
Long time ago.
Okay, sing us one of those.
Okay, you want fast or slow?
Fast.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this one.
And then we want slow. And then we want medium.
Okay. Let's see here.
Hey, everybody, come on in. I see your comments. Hello, Lucy Young, Mike Norman, Regine Huddleston. All you watching, 1,317 of you right now on this Monday morning. It actually is 11:15 a.m. Central Time. And we got a gospel singer up early. Got two of them, me and Tim.
Okay. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Things of the seas on my soul, unto the Lord I cry. Till Jesus came and made me whole, I would not be denied. Come on, help me say, would not be denied. I would not be denied. Oh, Jesus came and made me whole, I would not be denied. As Jacob in the days of old, I wrestled with the Lord. And in cell with the red gold, I stood upon his word. Come on, help me say, I would not be denied. Oh, till Jesus came and made me whole, I would not be denied. Oh, Satan said my Lord is gone and would not hear my prayer. But praise the Lord, my work is done, and Christ the Lord is here. I would not be denied. Come on. I would not be denied. Oh, till Jesus came and made me whole, I would not be denied. I will not. Come on, listen. Right when you're having coffee, having breakfast, just proclaim that today. To Jesus, till Jesus came and made me whole, I would not be denied. I will not, cannot be denied. Will not, cannot be denied. I would not be denied. I would not be denied. Oh, till Jesus
my gosh. I need to have my applause thing going. I don't know where all that stuff is. I had some. Anyway, Tim, I am, I'm looking at me in the circle there when I figured out how to do that. And so you could have a bit. It is so fun to watch you. And it's so much energy. And I love that message, Of course, I love all those old hymns. Everybody knows that knows me. And I love the new twist you're putting on them. It makes me, it gets this old blood pumping. I would not be denied.
Yeah, I mean, these are all from my childhood. I
yeah.
remember my grandfather, singing these songs, and Sister Benno and her falsetto, and and her awesome falsetto would lead worship. And my grandfather's church wasn't very big. I mean, if you put 100 people in there, it was packed. But man, he got up every Sunday and preached as if there were 10,000 people sitting there. And so, I mean, this whole project is almost, for me, is paying homage to my grandfather, who taught me the ways of the Lord, and my mom. But just my grandfather was that John Wayne in my life. He was that Billy Graham. He was that person in my life. And the same guy that preached on Sunday morning was the same guy that would take me, to the park and all the things, take me fishing and all of those kind of things. So his integrity was awesome. So this whole project, I felt him while I was making this, especially on the more traditional versions of songs where he couldn't even get through them, Mark. He would start crying trying to get through some of the old hymns, and he would start them and then everyone would fill in, but he just was such a tender soul. And he would have loved you, Mark. He would have loved you.
I know I would have loved him. Now listen, before we get carried away here, I want you to know that Tim is traveling. You can go and hear him. You can go to, I guess, is your schedule on this mbk4life.com?
It will be. We're like literally 2 or 3 dates are coming in every week, and so we're going to start putting all that stuff up on the website. Yes.
And if you would like to book Tim in your church, or in your living room, invite friends. I know this is weird, but it's a ministry. First of all, it's a guy that was on Motown. That's impressive. Tell your friends, they'll be impressed. And he's a guy that who was that who signed you to Motown? The guy that Stevie Wonder. Yeah, I mean, gosh, those names will attract people. So come here, and incredible musicianship, And I love it that that's why you rehearse, even though I hate rehearsing. But it's so you can bring a spotless offering to the Lord. And years of talent, years of learning his craft will be an impressive night. But the Holy Ghost is going to come with him. And those songs, they're going to reach people. I'm excited about it. And he wants to come to Houston. If you have a church in Houston that wants to book him. And if I'm in town, I'll be on the front row. So somebody in Houston, get a hold of mbk4life.com and let's get Tim Miner to Houston.
Yes, I would love to be there.
Yeah. All right, sing something else.
Okay. Is this translating at all through this little iPhone speaker and camera on my end?
It looks fantastic, and it sounds okay. Now I've had to turn my volume way down, so I should have put my earphones in. In fact, I may go do that while you're starting, because that way we won't have as, much problem as, I don't know if we're having any problem. Is everything okay? Are you guys, y'all watching? Everybody looks like they're enjoying it. Very scary. I thought, oh my God, he's going to die. We're all going to die. What are you talking about, Sheila Treat? I guess I didn't. I'm tuning in late. Hello from Northern Ireland. Hey, aren't you going to Northern Ireland?
Not yet. I'm going to the UK. I'm going to Paris. I'm going through Italy as they open up. But I would love to go to Ireland. I play golf, so I would love to go to Scotland, Ireland. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Well, over in Ireland, just get a hold of Tim and Maybe he'll come. All right, let's sing. I want not let's. You sing something.
Ooh, I am thine, O Lord. I have heard thy voice, and it told thy love to me. But I long to rise in the arms of faith and be closer, drawn to thee. Draw me nearer, nearer, blessed Lord, to the cross where thou hast died. Draw me nearer, nearer, blessed Lord, to thy precious bleeding side. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, uneasing on the everlasting arms. And what a blessedness, what a peace is mine, on the everlasting arms. Ooh, that's why I'm leading, safe and secure from all alarm. That's why I'm leading, leaning on the everlasting arms. The chimes of time ring out the news, another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have longed for added strength and courage to renew. Do not be disheartened, for I bring you hope for you. It is no secret what God can do. Hey, what He's done for others, He'll do for you. And with arms wide open, He'll pardon you. From experience, I know He will. It is no secret what God can do.
Oh, my goodness. How fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all know, I know the sound. You're saying, I saw someone say it sounds like an echo chamber. Well, I told you before we started. You're going to have to go download it to hear it in the pristine deliciousness it was recorded in. Because over the web, you know, the internet, it's just horrible. But we're going to figure this out. I mean, somebody someday is going to figure out how to make the sound good over the interweb. And it'll be as good as if you downloaded it. But Oh, everybody, the comments, you know, one will go by, all of them are like, oh, I'm loving it. It's incredible. What a great way to start your Monday. And thank God. And then one will say, sound like you're in the echo chamber and you've ruined my spirit. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. But I understand. I understand. It is frustrating when you want to hear all the intricacies of what he's doing with his voice. And thank God you enunciate. You know, I mean, really, that's my problem. Well, my problem, like he would care, with anybody who doesn't enunciate. I'm not going
Yes.
to call names, but people
It
who
drives me
don't.
crazy.
Huh?
It drives me crazy,
I know.
especially with pop music, where
Yeah.
it's just, you know, it's all, it's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And well, to me, especially with gospel music, you know, music is amoral. Let's talk about this for a minute. There's not a saved B flat and a lost F. Music is amoral. What makes it moral or immoral is the lyric. I mean,
Yes.
that's just simple. And if I can't hear the lyric, you could be cussing and I couldn't be offended.
One of my musical heroes was Michael McDonald. He'd be like, you don't know
That's who I was thinking
who
of.
I
Hey,
I
did
would
I?
raise you.
Oh, you could
Like, what?
sound just like, well, you know, and I love his voice. I
Oh,
heard him
me
at the
too.
American Music Awards like in 1988. A long time ago, a friend of mine was the orchestra leader at that thing, and I got to go. Hold on, let me shut this door. And he was, of course, incredible as usual. And I walked up to him afterwards because he was hanging around. And I said, man, I love how you almost made it to that last note. And he died laughing. He said, no one has ever said that to me before. And I said, well, I'm obviously kidding. But I mean, that was 1988. I was just getting started in my own little life. But I am so excited about what you're doing. I love this project. I've listened to it through one time already, but I'm going on a road trip, and that's when I can really pay attention and focus. And I'm so excited about it, and I'm going to listen to that and then call you and brag on you to your face again. But you're just a wonderful guy. I remember meeting you over at Reba's,
Yes.
and I'd
We love
known of
Reba.
you and probably had met you in years past, but not really got to know you. And I like the person I'm getting to know. How's your wife?
She's great. She's cancer free. She they have her on a chemo pill, and she's literally on her last couple of weeks of having to take that. But she's great. They, after chemo, they said, no, you may have to have radiation. And when they took her blood and the radiologist sent the report back, it said on the top, she does not qualify for radiation because there was nothing. It's gone. God healed her. Medicine and doctors, God uses all of it. That's the way I believe.
Me too.
If you believe he created everything and he created doctors and science and medicine, but when that runs out, then the supernatural kicks in that is unexplained to people. And but thank you for asking. She's doing amazing.
And your
Hair's growing
kids?
back. Kids are
Oh,
great. I'm taking I'm taking all three boys on the road. So I have a 6-year-old, 14-year-old, and 16-year-old. And my 16-year-old will be singing in the concerts, and so is my 6-year-old. My 14-year-old is going to be running the merch table. So go back and say hi. Go back and say hi to Ethan. But yeah, it's just going to be a family affair. I'm literally taking one keyboard, one guitar, some tracks, and we're just going to go have a blast doing this.
and you will be able to find his schedule eventually at MBK for Life. What is MBK for Life?
So MBK, when I left Los Angeles and came to Nashville, I wanted to just have a new start with everything, companies, all of that. And I remember saying to a friend of mine who was going through some stuff, and I said, you know what? I said, I am my brother's keeper. I said, you can call me for anything. I'll pray, whatever I can do. And so MBK stands for my brother's keeper. And yes, so I am my brother's keeper.
I love that. Well, that's great. Well, I think this is going to be great. I think God's going to show up in these concerts and you're going to be amazed at it all. And you said that you feel like that you're back. When you're making this project, you told me before we went online that you would find yourself sometimes just prostrate on the floor in front of the
Oh
Lord.
yeah. Oh, and Stephanie would walk in and say, "Why did the music stop?" And I'd be on the ground just in tears. I mean, I literally, this whole project, paying homage to my grandfather, but also repenting and saying, God, I'm sorry that for the last 2 decades that, I almost, not really running. My relationship with God has always been intact, but as far as being around church folks and singing and, leading worship, I literally closed that door almost, 18, 19 years ago. And in making this project, I just felt there's some surprises on this album, and I won't tell you where. When you think a song is over, don't skip to the next one. Listen, because there's a thing on How Great Thou Art. I did a modern version of that, but something happens about 10 seconds of silence after that. And it's what happens to me when the presence of God is in the room. And I was going to take it off. I was going to fix it. I was going to do all these things. And the few people that I trust that I sent it to, they were like, man, don't touch that. Just, you captured the anointing, like leave that there. So with all the imperfections and everything, I left this little piece on there that, when you get to the end of How Great Thou Art, just stick with it a little longer for a little. It's an example. I feel like I captured what happens to me when the presence of the Lord enters the room.
Isn't that wonderful? I mean, how unusual if you actually, I need to go back and listen to that and pay attention because to have captured the presence of the Lord, woo, I'm for that. I could see that happening on video, definitely, because you got the, you could see it like in a video concert. Do you think you'll do a video concert?
Yeah. I mean, I can't, we're going to shoot the whole thing and, we may end up with a documentary. We may
Come
end
in.
up with a movie at the end of this, who knows, but we're going to shoot all of it. And, I felt this urgency and people said, what do you mean? Like, you think you're going to die? And I'm like, no, but I felt this urgency to get this project finished. And the urgency was that not that I thought I was going to die or this would be my last project. The urgency for me was as if my life depended on doing this with these songs. And, I can't wait to experience. I want to see the people's faces because all I've done is what you and I are doing right here. Well, I don't get to, I sit and read comments after the fact, but I don't get to see that immediate thing. And so for me, there's nothing like worshiping and being in the presence of God with other people. And as our churches and everything open up, it's like we're going to get to do that again. And but God forgave me, and I repented for not doing this sooner. And I'm coming. I am coming everywhere. People are like, well, you probably wouldn't come to our little church. We only have this. Don't be surprised. We did a little church right before Christmas in Dallas, and just some of the most amazing miracles came out of that place. And I'm going back for this. So the size of it, my ego, there's no ego in it for me anymore. Like this is
Yeah.
this is like what I should have always been doing. I never should have stopped. And so there's zero ego. If you want us to come, let's try to make that happen. I want to do my best to make it happen.
And I hope somebody, some church, some event planner in Houston will bring you here because I'd love to meet all your kids and maybe will your wife be with you too?
Yes, yeah, they're
The whole crowd.
I'm gonna have her talk about, the few places that we've been already. I bring her up on stage and she talks about what a miracle God performed with her cancer. And I mean, from the beginning of that, she just goes through the whole thing. At the end, we've had people go, I got diagnosed with cancer. Would you pray for me? And here's my sweet little wife over there laying hands on, and
Mm.
she grew up Catholic. She didn't grow up in the church, and so when she prays, there's an innocence, like my 6-year-old when he prays. When Stephanie prays, she doesn't know how to quiver her chin. She doesn't know how to shake her hand. She doesn't know the catchphrases. She's praying. It's so innocent that it's awesome and it's
That's great.
powerful.
Bobby Rydell, I heard you mention him earlier. He
Yes.
just said Christmas tour later in the year, book today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how would they get a
Bobby's
hold of
family.
Bobby?
I've known Bobby since the Tammy Baker, Jim Baker days a long, long time ago, and Bobby was friends with Jamie Charles. Bobby's not as old as you and I, Mark. But he's in his 40s. But
How do people get a hold of him?
What's that? Oh,
How do people get a hold of him to
Bobby,
book
if
the?
you're listening, can you send that to Mark? Can you put that up there?
Put it in the comments, Bobby, so we can just see it, and then. But I guess you could always go to that mbk4life.com.
And I'll get everything to him. I'll forward everything to him.
Tim, you want to sing another one before we go?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This, let me find it.
I went and
So
got my
this,
earplugs so I
this-
wouldn't mess you up.
so part of this is an arrangement I did like 25 years ago, and did it in church. And when we did it, I'd never recorded it. So it's recorded now, and you'll see. Here we go.
All right.
You remember this song, Marcus said? In the water, sing the wondrous love of Jesus, sing His mercy and His grace in the mansion, bright and blessed. He'll prepare a place for us. Come on, sing it. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Hey, hey. Walk the pilgrim's pathway, clouds will open, spread the sky. But when traveling days are older now, shadow not aside. Come on, help me say when we all get together. What a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Onward to the prize before us, soon His beauty will behold. Soon the pearly gates will open, we shall tread the streets of gold. Oh, get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. See if you remember this one. Lord, Lord, I love to sing your praise. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. Hey, hey, hey. From the earth to the cross, every day, Lord, I lift your name on Lord, I lift your name on one more time, say, Lord, I lift your name on
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, if that doesn't get your blood pumping.
Thank you, Mark, for having me today.
Fantastic.
This has been so much fun.
Oh, man, you're always a blast. And I hope if you come to Houston, of course you will, if you come to Houston, you're going to let me know.
Yes.
And then we'll have you over here and the sound will be perfect. Now, guys, listen. Go download Tim Miner. The name of the project is
Somewhere between blues and hymns.
Somewhere Between Blues and Hymns. And if you want to book Tim, go to, it's Bobby at Integrity Bookings. Did I read that right?
I think so.
Make sure I did that right. Bobby Rydell, and it's Bobby at, I put it up just a minute ago, but I want to go back and see if I can find it again. Integrity Bookings. I hope that's right. Anyway, somebody put it in the show notes. I mean in the comments. I know Bobby did. So search the comments, y'all. All right, we will see you when we see you. Bye. Alexa, play Mark Lowry.